I'm not going to really talk a lot today. It's more about the parents and professionals. So first of all, I'm going to introduce you to Ken, Greaves and Laura, who have just stepped in, and they're going to talk about their profession in regards to cultural diversity in autism.
Hello, can you hear me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Whoa. Well, I just came along thinking I was going to sit down and listen to lots of other people talk, but that's just a second. I have to say a few things about myself, and hopefully Laura's going to say a bit about her background, but also how we work very closely together with regards to challenging notions with regards to autism within BME. Just a bit about me. I was brought up in the East End of London, not too far from here, Walthamstow, and when I was a kiddie, I had a few issues with regards to my behaviour because I was part of one of, I suppose, a few black families within the area, and so we were subsequently picked on. And my personality is such that I kind of fought against that. Before I knew it, I was being labelled as a person who had a behaviour problem, and subsequently I was seen by a psychologist who suggested that I would possibly be best placed a school for pupils with emotional and behavioural difficulties. My father, who was a teacher in the Caribbean, he was very upset about this and basically said, I'll discipline my son. So that was my introduction into the field of psychology, but also about issues as to how I was being perceived as a black young man in a predominantly white culture. The long and short of that was I subsequently went on to train to become an educational psychologist and developed a passion for autism. My training as an educational psychologist for me was very much about challenging notions about what black people can do and to be out there as a role model. So I've worked as an educational psychologist for the best part of 20 odd years, and I currently work part-time for a local education authority as a senior specialist psychologist. I work as a consultant for the National Autistic Society, having trained under the auspices of Lorna Wing and Judith Gould at the Lorna Wing Centre, which was previously known as Elliot House. I've worked on BME project with a gentleman called Prithvi, and I had my own consultancy. So when I heard about this session today, I thought, oh great, because my passion is about challenging notions about autism within BME through the wider field of applied psychologists and those that work professionally in diagnosing the condition. So when I heard about this particular day today, I was absolutely thrilled, and I contacted Vanessa, hadn't met her before, and she, I said I'm a black psychologist, blah, 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 and within minutes I think she was trying to contact me via the phone, saying, well, where have you been? I haven't heard of anyone like you around. I said, I've been around for about 20 odd years. So I think what I'd just like to say is that we're out there. There are black psychologists out there. There's a few in the trainee psychologists there that we work very closely together. So we are about, and we are here to assist, but obviously we're promoting diversity, and that's where Laura and I come in, because Laura has, we've worked very closely on a lot of initiatives. But before I go into more about that, I think Laura will say a bit about herself.
Hi. Hi. Thank you so much for putting this on and having us with you. It's just such an exciting and interesting event. I'm Laura. I'm also an educational psychologist. I've just joined the National Autistic Society, and they are very keen to look at working together with different communities, different cultural groups to kind of get it right, because we don't always make sure that the whole kind of picture of the population that are in the UK are really represented out there. And Ken and I are very interested in looking at working with families from different communities where we've kind of sometimes got to understand autism in different ways, because it's a complex condition, and you can't just do a blood test or just look at a child or an adult and say they've got autism. It needs a very, very careful understanding. One of the reasons why I'm kind of really, really interested in the cultural area is because as a child, I kind of moved around a lot, and also as an adult, I worked in Singapore for 10 years. So as a white woman, I was kind of wandering around working with the Singapore community, helping them develop autism services. And I kind of learned that how it was to be different. I was usually somebody that was quite privileged, because often white people are a bit more privileged, but it did feel different. and it made me think a lot about representation and understanding children. Children are the same wherever you go around the world, but sometimes we misunderstand things for a whole kind of host of reasons. So that's kind of where Ken and I work together a lot, to really work together with parents, with children, with families, with organisations, to make sure that we're doing the best for the children and the family.
Is that enough?
Okay. Lisa is here, so what I'm going to do is talk.
I'm sorry, I don't mean, because we really